I've been in Bangalore for about over 40 years. I can tell you what happened in Bangalore, and all of you, some of you were not even born at that time when I came to Bangalore in 73. It had a population of 16 lakhs. Now there's a population of 96 lakhs. So the population has gone up 6 times. But what has happened is eating has gone up substantially higher because the people eating out. In fact, today a wife says, I'm not going to cook. So, the guy has no choice except to go and eat out. Well, it's good for our business, but that's what the young generation is really doing. At that time, there was Blue Fox restaurant on MG Road, which used to be a happening place. It was dancing, it was music, and we used to eat chicken a la Kiev. Those days was very, very popular, full of butter inside. American chop suey, and sizzlers. So that was the restaurant. Then on Brigade Road, we used to have Qualities restaurant, so Indian restaurant. And for some strange reason, there was a restaurant called Continental, but it was a Chinese restaurant. So these were the 3 restaurants which was really, really popular those days. And of course, there were a lot of cabaret joints. And Bangalore was full of cabaret joints. We were more liberal 40 years back than we are now. And then, of course, vegetarian thalis used to be there, which is somewhat disappearing right now. The South Indian vegetarian thali, you used to have Woodlands, you used to have Brindavan Hotel on MG Road. So about 2, 3 very, very popular places. But now they all vanish. You go to these places, the thalis are just somehow not there. They used to be very delicious, very nice. And I remember 3 rupees 50 paisa to get a full meal and 2 rupees 50 paisa limited meal. Then there were drive-in restaurants. A peculiar phenomenon which not there any other country, but every restaurant, like there was an airline restaurant, there was Sham Prakash, there was, Kamadhenu, every single restaurant, because there's a lot of space available. So drive-in restaurant. You go drive in there, and promptly a waiter will come in, he'll take your order, and he'll attach a tray to your car, and then you eat there and you go. I don't know why people did that, but that was a real trend. If you didn't have a drive-in, you won't be successful. Then, of course, the ice cream parlor Lakeview, which still there is on MG Road, but there used to be one ice cream parlor in the entire city. And now, of course, you can imagine what has happened now. Promotion, if you have to promote a restaurant, only way you have to do it is through Deccan Herald. It was the only newspaper there. Those days, worth it. And they used to only ration out. You'd go there, beg them to please take my ad. And the guys will be most rude and obnoxious. But, you had no choice. You'd stand in a queue with a demand draft in front of you. And then, he will condescend to give you ad in the newspaper or so. But now, of course, you see what has happened. Now there's explosion, your TV, your computers, you can see on cell phone, Zomato, Groupon, your blogs, social media, ways, how much opportunity is opened up for us, of promoting our restaurant. And if you do it right, well, the flip side is if you do it wrong, you can really, really finish, because social media can finish you in no time also. So there's a flip side also, but it's very interesting what has really happened. Now, we are actually about 40 hotels now across the country. So we run about 40 coffee shops. The challenge that we face is that how do we standardize? How do we make our job a little easier? A chef leaves, then everything collapses. So that's why we've been working on, convenience foods, and I think people like Kremika and all that are doing a great job, where, you get, convenience foods available. Now there's a very, talking of bright people, there's a company, ID, Idli Mix. This guy is selling Idli Mix in South India, which you just pour out, and it's not a powder, you don't have to do anything. I can, if I tried it, I could do it without any culinary knowledge. So we started doing that. We started in all our hotels, But then it requires a cold chain, so in the North India, he's not able to supply right now. But if he's able to supply excellent idlis, even better than anything. So I think, we are looking at today, how do we standardize, how do we make our life easier, how we, are less dependent on chefs. Apologies to Master Chef. But, I'm sure he can help us out in, standardizing and simplifying our lives, And of course, we have some pubs, in some of our hotels and all that, and some specialty restaurant. Most of the hotels, we don't have specialty restaurant because we feel that it's a very tough job. So we would like to look at maybe, people like, Sanjeev Kapoor and so many other people who are doing specialty restaurant outside the hotels to come into the hotels and, manage our restaurants for us. So we have the space, we got everything, they're just lying around, underutilized space, not giving us. So that's one opportunity that we can look at, is that because today standalone restaurants have overtaken hotel restaurants. The days were there, the good old days when every hotel used to have very nice fine dining restaurants and people used to think real prestige to go there. I remember Delhi Cafe, Intercontinental Hotel, when it opened, it had a Cafe Chinois restaurant on the rooftop, a Chinese restaurant. But you couldn't go there unless you had a jacket and a tie and a suit. But of course, if somebody went there, they'll say, yes, this is a dressing room, we can send you a tie and this. But that doesn't happen now. Today, nobody wants to wear a tie and a jacket and go to a restaurant. Everybody is very casual or so. So there's a total change in what is happening. Nowadays, bigger hotels also are making smaller number of F&B outlets. Maximum 5-star hotel would like to have over 3 outlets or so, because he's not able to compete with the quality of food that is provided in the standalone restaurants. Even when I go out abroad or so, I just ask the concierge, I said, tell me some place which is casual, fun, full of young people, and so I don't like to eat in the hotel at all. So I think that is the trend which we must see, that all our so this is an opportunity for various restaurant people, and so to either manage the restaurants of hotels, because a simple graduate from a catering college is not really that equipped, to really handle. But chef is an art, it's not something which comes, by way of a cookery book or otherwise I would have become a great chef seeing Sanjeev Kapoor's program on the TV, but I didn't learn anything, So it's an art, something which comes to you or doesn't come to you. So, here, if you have nowadays, you see, Bangalore became a pub capital of the country. So many pubs came up, Then lounge bars came up, bigger pubs, much larger scale. And Bangalore has the population which provided them. Of course, everybody has a lifespan because these don't last too long. They are there for, and then something else happening. There's very little of, today, it's one thing very important is that there is no customer loyalty, right? Today he's with you, tomorrow something better is gone anywhere. Earlier in the restaurants, we used to have people coming for years together. They'll come every weekend, every this thing, regularly they'll dine and wine. Today, no. He is gone tomorrow. So if there's some small thing, he's gone. So a lot of lounge bars came up. Now microbreweries, Bangalore has been a pioneer in this trend of microbreweries, and so I think a lot of microbreweries have come up here. Then of course, there are nowadays, a lot of restaurant chains have come across in the country. Earlier, Quality used to be one chain across the country, but there was no other chain really. But today you see everywhere, Sanjeev Kapoor's got 70 restaurants all across the world, and you have got Mast Kalandar, you got Coffee Day, 2,000 restaurants, right? And it's grown from Bangalore. And the question which you are asking is that why is not, well, this is an example of somebody who's grown and gone all over the country and gone to Europe also now. And mainland China, their barbecue nation is. Barbecue nation also headquartered here, right? May not be serving South Indian food, but it is started from here. So, and you see what's happening in the restaurant trade. If you look at the valuations, IG Hotels is the one who actually owns Barbecue Nation. Their valuation of their restaurant business is substantially higher than the valuation of the hotel business. So it is some great opportunity for you guys that, you have the, hidden talent, just that you got to take it. Then, of course, mentioned about, health foods. It's a fad, yes, health food. But how do you make health food cool? Because unless people think it's cool to eat, they're not going to eat it, So it's very important to have it cool. He mentioned about samosa and all that, but but how do you people? So that's one thing which you got to think about. How do you make it cool? But Indians like things which are warm. So how do you make something cool and still warm? They don't like it's a salad or something. And recently in my last trip to Europe, I found a very nice salad place, and I thought it's really, really nice. So I told my wife, I said, we should just maybe bring this to India. Salads and a lot of stuff, but it is all cold. And juices and everything fresh and very, very nice. But in India, how will people perceive it? No, they won't perceive it because they want something warm, they want something tasty, and because our taste buds, we like a lot of masala, a lot of those things. So that's what we need to do. So I would say that, going forward, like we as hoteliers, what we're looking at is associating with specialty restaurants who will come to us and open restaurants in our hotels. We have a brand called Tiger Trail in 5 of our hotels, which is a very, very nice Indian restaurant where we keep on innovating, introducing some new dishes every time. It's very high quality food. So that's what we are trying to do, that maybe, take that outside, to other hotels. So where the opportunity is there, we want to take that brand maybe to high streets also. So that's one thing. Then, of course, I mentioned that we like to standardize on, our coffee shops, so make our life a little easier or so. So this is where, this is all what I have to say. I think, wish you all the best, and I hope with Ritu's inspiration about, your hidden talent, and I think I met somebody from the finance also, Deloitte and all that. So they can also probably help you out in funding, and so she'll help you out with ideas. And I'm sure next time when we meet after a year or so, a lot of brands would have come up from the south, and you won't have any complaints. I can assure you that. Thank you.